stand here thinking that you're all naked, and I'd be the only person with my clothes on. So I'd feel really awkward, and I'd feel like obliged to take my own clothes off. And in a blind panic...
Go for it, Steffi!
No. But in a blind panic I would, and then reality would sit in, and I'd realise that I'm standing here naked in front of you all. So I decided to settle my nerves with alcohol and a paper bag. Okay. What am I going to use it for? Anyway, so yes. I hope you're all okay, you're all eating stuff. I'm going to take my phone out and check my notes. So yes, I feel... Everybody has told me, you know, that it's a compulsory thing to make fun of Erin and James. So I thought, I really tried to think of something to say about Erin and James, and I just could, for the life of me, I couldn't think of anything that hasn't already been said. All the jokes have been said. Erin's short, we all know that. And James is just James. You know. So I mean, after trying to think of individual jokes for Erin and for James, I realised that combining the two, we have the biggest joke ever. So that's Erin and James. So here's a little bit about me. I am 22 and I'm engaged. Yes! To the man of my dreams, as I'm obliged to call him. I like to think that I'm happy at this point in my life. No, I don't know what to lie to you, I'm sorry. No. But poor thing. I mean, I have to admit I'm very happy with him, bless him. He's very supportive of me, bless him. He's over there, he's the pretend hipster over there. But yes, I am going to make fun of him a lot, because otherwise what kind of future wife would I be if I didn't have my revenge for all the times he's telling me how fat I'm getting while I'm pregnant and stuffing my face with chocolate to make myself feel better about how fat I'm getting. So, you know, there's that. And then, I'm taller than him. I'm 5'11", okay? He's short. So, I mean, I have a bit of a problem though, because the relationship stereotype is that all the men have to be taller than the woman ideally, but I have a big problem with that. I've had this problem, my mum's had this problem, my grandmother has had it. We've all ended up with people who are shorter than us. Do you know why?
Because the Maltese men are short.
Because we're in Malta. The land of hobbits and goblins. You can't find your stereotypical mate here because everybody's tiny, you know? Yeah, I mean, Lord of the Rings should have been filmed here at the end of the day. They would have saved loads of money on CGI, but no, anyway. But yes, I had that problem, and I actually want to ask, who here, men, I'm talking to men, who is taller, 6 foot or taller? Raise your hands. Okay, who's married, put your hands down, or in a relationship or anything. Is anybody left? Case in point! Oh, 1, are you gay? No? I'll be done in 10 minutes. No, but it's very difficult. It is very difficult for me to find somebody who would be taller than me. And you know, we all have this dream, you know, this little dream of a man, a tall man with long hair, hot guy with long hair, dressed in nothing but a loincloth. Yes, some call him Tarzan, Conan, others may call him Jesus. To each his own, I suppose, but I didn't find that, I had to settle, so I settled. Believe it or not though, my first boyfriend was 6'6", which is almost huge. You know, but it was really nice because whenever I hugged him, you know, I had my face in his chest, and it was really safe, felt really safe. But now, you know, when I hug him, I can see past him, you know, I can see over his head. So if something does come for me, I know, which is not what you want, you know. I mean, I suppose I could like pick him up and throw him at whatever's coming at me. It's a different kind of safety, but it works, I guess. Yes, I mean, relationships are difficult to maintain. They're ups and downs. You know how it is. And I mean, I can easily say that whenever something goes wrong, it's almost never my fault. And I say that fully aware of the fact that I am a woman. And I am always right. As it happens. So, whenever something does go wrong, it's always his fault. And he has to deal with it. Like women, we always remember dates, birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, Christmas, Valentine's Day, you know. I said that. Yeah, sorry. But you know, men are deep shit if you forget to get us a card or flowers or something. An orgasm is good too. You know, anything. Just to acknowledge the fact that you remember that something is happening that day. So, you know, we don't want to have to buy our own flowers, chocolates, orgasm, anything. We don't want to have to do those things. We need to, because otherwise, you know, you would probably have to make up for that by giving us all those things. You know, it doesn't work well for you at all. So, you know, remember, but I have a brilliant relationship with my hubby in that I remind him about these things, so then I don't have to expect him to read my mind. You know, but anyway, I'm going to check my notes again. Yes, I'm strange. And that is actually my next joke. I'm strange. Ha! No, I was weird when I was a kid. I went to school and I was, you know, I had glasses, I had braces. I was just weird. And I mean, we were in the kind of school where everybody knew what was happening to you all the time. So if I had I was the last person to hit puberty, everybody knew! And then, you know, my mom didn't help me, you know, because everybody then would have like this little bump sticking out of their chest. But I had nothing, I was flat as roadkill, and I had absolutely nothing, you know. So then my mom decided to cut my hair by placing a bowl on my head and cutting around the dotted line. She also didn't allow me to shave my legs until I was 14, which didn't help either. And then, you know, I don't know if you remember those cropped up training bras. Yes. You know, yeah, I've seen nods, yes. They were terrible, and at school we had white shirts, so you could see right through them anyway. And, you know, everybody knew what I was wearing. So, but then there were all the popular girls who, even with an A-cup, would just wear these colourful bras that showed anyway, just go, oh yes, I'm so cool. I'm the coolest. But yes, no, I was weird. And I was also one of those kinds of people who liked video games, and I liked comics, and I read a lot. Yeah, woo! And so nobody my age at that time liked those things. So I was the only person there who did like them. And I tried as well to get in with the in crowd at school, which didn't work. Because, you know, one day everybody would be, I don't know, wearing some kind of bow on their head. That's fashion, as it happens. And I'd go home and tell my mom, Mommy, buy me a bow. And she'd buy me a bow, and I'd go the next day to school with this bow on my head, and they'd all be wearing fucking bangles around their wrists. And I'd be like, look, I got a bow. But no, you're so behind, Mom. So I'd go home, buy fucking bangles, go to school the next day with fucking bangles. Look, Ma, Steph, it's so like yesterday, Ma. Never catch a break. So in the end, I just decided I was going to go get some glasses because I needed them. And I got them with the thick rims, you know. And they weren't in fashion at the time, so I was like, oh, he's such a loser. But, you know, we pay for it. And now, 10 years later, or however fucking many years there are between then and now, they're in fashion. And not only are they in fashion, the bigger ones that cover half your fucking face are in fashion as well. So, if I went to school now, I'd be cool. But no, because now lots of girls know about comics and DC and Marvel and all these films that are coming out about, you know, gay games, World of Warcraft and Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty and shit like that. Everybody likes those things now. So now, I wouldn't even be cool, I'm just normal like everybody else. It's not fair, I can never catch a break. I'm going to check my notes again. Yes, okay. How much time have I used? 10?
Around 10 minutes,
stop?
you good.
Cool, okay. So I went to Amsterdam recently, and I think I know how to... Lovely place. I loved it. I would have stayed. Especially since Labour came into the government. I would have stayed. Anyway. I'm joking. I have nothing against it. Don't kill me. But I honestly, I really wanted to say it's a beautiful place there. They're so liberal. They're so free, bless them. And I probably could sum up Amsterdam in 5 words. There's sex, weed, bicycles, canals, and Heineken. Oh, pretty much, yes. And the people there are so polite. Nothing like you'd find here. In fact, we went to the Hard Rock Cafe in Amsterdam, and there were lovely people there. One of the waitresses, bless her, she came and sat down at our table and said, "Hi, how are you? Where are you from?" This whole conversation. Lovely, lovely. And I told her, we told her we were from Malta, and she said, "Oh, the lovely people there. Really polite, really polite." And I'm thinking, how? I mean, nothing you could say in Maltese or like trying Maltese English doesn't sound polite ever. Ever. So I mean, at some point you must have asked somebody for directions, and she must have found a Maltese person who doesn't speak English very well. So you go, "Hey, Anafe, all right, Mela, okay. Go down the road. You get to a roundabout. At the roundabout, take a left. But you get to keep going straight, and insomma. And on the left again, there will be a white door. Just go inside. Thanks. All right." But then I thought about it. Even in Maltese, normal Maltese, it wouldn't sound polite anyway. It still comes across as being a little bit savage. You know what I mean? I have nothing against the Maltese language personally. I'm shit at it personally, but I've nothing against it at all. So, the guy would be like, komplicerer dritt, en sånn så kan ta seg roundabout, for roundabout, jeg ser for skjelluk, og komplicerer dritt, så kan merge for skjelluk, og tar abjad, et Holland Joe. Okay, it doesn't sound polite. I mean, a British chav would sound politer. Yeah. Go down here. Get to a roundabout. At the roundabout, you take a left. Keep going straight. Then on the left again, you see a white door. Just go inside. That's all. But you do not get more polite than snotty-nosed British guy who would go, "Oh, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, yes. Go down the road, get to a roundabout, it's got lovely flowers on it. Take a left." Oh, I think they're petunias, actually, I don't know if you know that. Take a left, keep going down that way, take another left, and on the left, you'll see a white door. Actually, I think it's eggshell colour. So go inside. Oh, I see you'll be doing a spot of afternoon cricket, will you? Yes. Oh, cheerio. You can't. That's as good as it's going to get, polite-wise. I'm gonna check my notes again. Shall I stop now? Okay. But I mean, in general, Maltese people pretty much baffled. Like there was one time I was living in Mjar. And this woman, at 4 o'clock in the morning, of course, when everybody's awake, wide awake in Mjar, somebody woke me up by going, "Toilet!" Sense? None. Then there was a woman with a poor child walking down the road in Mosta, and they were hand in hand, and the poor thing almost fell over and took his mother with him, and she went, "Get to Jata Smith!" The rest of his life around his mother, poor thing. But then I just don't get Maltese people. There's and dare I say, Hamalli and the Talpepe, those two extremes. And I think they each make fun of each other, and they both make fun of each other. And I think I was watching television the other day, and I saw, I heard one of the presenters on television said something like, what was it? Mela, dal-waqt ħanillanċjaw kompetizzjoni għal-nisa li huma pregnant. I mean, my Maltese isn't anything to write home about, but I know something's wrong with that sentence. okay? And even, you know, the parents who teach their kids, I did a hello lady. I did a, ishrab milk bottle. Why? Why would you do that to your child? It doesn't make any sense at all. And then these people will take the piss out of the Talpepe people who will say something like, yes, we were just eating a hobza. On the teller, your husband was nothing. But you know, he kind of hinted at me that he parked his car over there and that we could go and fool around. I'm my way, you know. It's the same thing. But, I mean, as much, and I will conclude, and as much as I love this country, you know, as much as it's messed up like this, baby, I love you all, ta.